Hello and welcome to today's video. So this video is going to be my October wrap up. In October I managed to read 10 books in total, which pretty good going, quite happy with that, and quite a few of them were either spooky or to finish a series, which are things that I was definitely like looking to do, so I am really happy with how it ended up going. However, if you watch my October TBR video, I didn't stick to that very well, so I'm going to take the wins and just ignore the negatives. So yeah, I guess I should just go through the books. So the first book I read in October was The Sad Ghost Club. This is a very cute, very sweet graphic novel. It's like black and white, really cool, really nice illustration style. Very simple but very effective. I really loved reading this one and really liked it. I gave it 4 stars, really enjoyed it. It just wasn't quite a 5-star for me. I think the story was really good and everything it portrayed was really good, and I really liked our main character, and yeah, really enjoyed the book overall. Just don't really have a lot to say about it. It's one of those where I think if you can read it, I think you should definitely read it. Like, it's very cute, only took about an hour to read, so it really doesn't take much out of your reading plan or reading time or anything, but it's a really great graphic novel. And volume 2 is coming out next year, so I'm really excited to pick that one up as well. I just don't have a lot of thoughts that I can produce into words because it was just such a simple graphic novel, but with like powerful like meanings behind it and everything, and I do think it's definitely worth reading. Then the second book I ended up reading was Goth Girl and the Ghost of a Mouse, and I am now realising I never took the sticker off it, but oh well. Yeah, this is really good. This is a middle grade and we follow Ada Goth, who's our main character, and then kind of like a secondary background character we've got this mouse, and it's a ghost, and it's about Ghastly Gorm Hall and all of the things taking place in the hall, and her relationship with her father, like secret clubs, like creatures. It's really good fun and really enjoyed it. I think especially if you're the correct age group, you definitely enjoy this. Like, you know, if you are a child or of middle grade age, definitely give it a read, give it to a child that you know. But also I personally really enjoyed it, and I definitely think I'll pick more of them up in this series. It was really good fun, it was really sweet, really good fun, and there are illustrations throughout it as well that kind of like really added to the story as well, and it was really cool. There are also throughout it, I want to find an example now, there were little footnotes to help you if there's a word you might not understand. So it said here something about Walden Pond, but obviously that's a specific place. So then there's a footnote about Walden Pond, but it was like an actual footnote. Like, I really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I think if you were in the correct age group for it, you'd really enjoy it even more. Then I read Cruel Crone. This is 2 of the short stories from the Red Queen series. I had already read books 1 and 2 of Red Queen, and then I wanted to read the short stories as well and see the whole thing and have all the knowledge. Really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars, but because there were 2 short stories in here, I would have liked to be able to have rated them separately. Like, I feel like one was better and I was more interested in it than the other, but yeah, really good. I obviously can't say a lot about this because it's a novella in a series, so if you haven't read Red Queen, a lot of it would be spoilers, but what I can say is that these stories follow a dead queen, and the story, so it's more like prequel kind of, like it's from before the Red Queen takes place, and then the other story follows one of the side characters from books 1 and 2. So yeah, it's really good, really enjoyed it, and if you're reading the series, I would definitely recommend picking up the short stories as well. Then next up I read King's Cage. This is book 3 in the Red Queen series. Really enjoyed it. I gave this 4 stars overall. It was really good. didn't quite enjoy it as much as the others, but I think it's just because there's a lot of repetition and build up in the first half of this book, but it really came together at the end, and I really enjoyed like the fast pace and everything happening towards the end of the book. Again, unfortunately this one I can't say a lot more of because it would just be so spoilery for the series. This is book 3, but yeah, really enjoyed it. If you're reading the series, keep reading because it's a good book. Then next up is technically going to spoil a future video, but all of my reading plans went out. So I started, well, I did read, but I started reading the Gossip Girl series. So I read book 1, which is Gossip Girl. This is the book that the original TV show was based on, with Serena and Blair. And yeah, it was good, but I only gave it 3 stars, and I feel like a lot of that rating was for nostalgia. I'm still making my way through book 2, that won't be in this pile. This is a big book series and I am vlogging the process, so you will be able to see my full thoughts in the vlog. There's just a lot of things were different in minute ways, but with enough minute differences, there are just things aren't meshing together quite well right now. This book, I enjoyed it, it was fun and it gave me the nostalgia, but if you're reading this book as a standalone book and you don't really know anything or have the nostalgia feeling, I don't know if this would have got 3 stars. I think I'm not able to look at this objectively due to how much I enjoyed the TV show, but even with enjoying the TV show there were things that were wrong with this book and issues that I had with it, so I don't know, basically can't be objective. I gave it 3 stars. Then next up I read Warstorm. This is the conclusion to the Red Queen series. I gave it 5 stars. I literally can't say anything. It's the last book in the series. It was great, it was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. I was very happy with the ending of it, but that is pretty much all I can say. But it's also really floppy, so like that's satisfying. Like, and then to finish this bit of I can't talk about this off, I then read Broken Throne. This is a collection of short stories, and not even just short stories, like some of it's more like writings and like books and translations and stuff, all to do with the Red Queen series. Annoyingly, 2 of the stories in here were the 2 that were in this book, so if you are going to read this book you don't need to buy this one, and that wasn't made clear. But I still really enjoyed it and I gave it 5 stars overall. I feel like anything I was unsure about at the end of the like official last book, this made me feel a lot better about, and I really enjoyed all the stories and all the readings, and it was like this world and I already knew the world and it was just nice, it was sweet. There's big storylines, there was little bits, there was writings. Yeah, really enjoyed it and I gave it 5 stars. And then during the month of October, it was then coming up to like Halloween weekend, and I wanted a bit of spookiness and I wanted a bit of, I don't know really, I just wanted a bit more Halloween feels. I really love Halloween. Halloween was yesterday, we had a great time. We didn't do anything, we just had loads of trick-or-treaters come and we chilled and watched like crap on TV, but I just love Halloween, it's great. So I decided to pick up Sheets, and this is again a graphic novel. I've been really getting into graphic novels this year. I just think they're so nice. I feel like they're a really nice like change of pace compared to a lot of books, but also they're so quick to read. Like even though they're big, they're quick to read, but I think all of them bar like one that I didn't enjoy this year have still managed to pack such like a punch with them and have such a good storyline going behind them and everything, and yeah, really been enjoying them. But Sheets is about a girl who runs a laundromat. She is 13 years old, her mum has passed away and she's having to run the laundromat because her dad isn't able to, and there are like subtle nods to the fact that he's depressed in there. And then it's also about this ghost called Wendell, and he's in the ghost realm and it is basically doesn't like living there and ends up at this laundromat, and it's like kind of both of their stories separately and how they intertwine, and it was really good, it was really nice, it was really sweet. But yeah, again, as I said, packed a really cool and like powerful message, and I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good and I ended up giving it 4 stars. And then I really enjoyed that one, so straight after it I picked up its sequel, which is Delicates. This still follows the main two characters from the last book, so Marjorie and Wendell, but then we're also introduced to another kind of like main character. Like I think she's a main character. Eliza is the other character we're introduced to in here. So yeah, so we're introduced to another character and how her view overlaps with like ghosts and what she thinks, and is more focusing on her story and going through that. This one I think has a much more powerful message in terms of this girl is struggling, and it kind of shows her friendships and how she like expresses herself through her hobby, which is photography, and she really wants to capture a ghost on film. And it's kind of just the stories it's intertwined. I don't want to say too much, but it's a really great graphic novel and I would really recommend reading it. It's like such nice illustration style as well. Like yeah, really enjoyed it, and I gave this one 4 stars as well. And then last but not least, in October I picked up Amelia Fang and the Barbaric Ball. This is another middle grade, but it was so much fun. So we've got Amelia Fang, her pet pumpkin. We're introduced to her parents. Oh, she's a vampire, in case that wasn't obvious. We're introduced to her parents and her friends. She goes to a school with all of these other people slash creatures slash things that are of the like supernatural, like bad supernatural realm, and it's how they view the world and how theirs is great, and they're like scared of unicorns and glitter and all sorts, and it's just that complete story. It's really cool. And the main premise behind this one, how it starts off, is every year parents hold the Barbaric Ball. This year the king is coming, but Amelia hates the Barbaric Ball, and it's just kind of based around that. It's a really short, really sweet story, and I think this is actually a 7-book series, and I definitely intend on reading them all because I really enjoyed this, and I think they're great for like this time of year. I definitely plan on picking more up. And again, there are illustrations in this one, so we like meet the friends and follow them around everywhere, and yeah, it's really great. Really enjoyed it, and I gave this one 4 stars as well. So yeah, a really good reading month, to be honest. Nothing got below 3 stars and most things were 4 or 5 stars, so really happy with how it went, really happy with my reading, and I really enjoyed all the books that I read. So might not have technically done my TBR, but I'm taking this as like a win. I enjoyed everything was great, and yeah, I'd honestly recommend everything that I read as well for some person or another. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give it a like. Let me know down below what your favourite book of the month was, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!